Hi everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View, and I hope you're enjoying my short videos. I've been having fun with it, and you never know what I'm going to create in a day. Sometimes I go days without, doing anything, and then other days it could be 2 or 3 different things. But the short videos I'm having a lot of fun with. I love being goofy. And, it all depends on what emotions I'm feeling. A lot of different things. What I get inspired with. I may see a song on my Spotify and be like, oh, there's an idea, and I just run with it. But it's it's been an interesting journey so far with these videos, and my son was the one that inspired me over it, so I got to give credit to him. But I love being goofy, so I hope you're enjoying them. So anyways, today's healing video is called Meat Lowers Your Frequency. Two opposite situations, and I've talked about this before with eating meat, and I grew up with hunters, so I totally get it. Totally understand the opposite argument. And for a very long time, I agreed with, eating meat. I did it most of my life. But I now see the opposite argument. And the only reason I'm doing this video right now, guys, is because I went and got some groceries. And I'm on my way back to my place. And this couple, they were grilling. And they were grilling something with bacon. And let me tell you, if there's 2 meats that I miss, it's burger and bacon. I loved hamburgers, loved bacon, but bacon is my all-time favorite. And I'm telling you, as soon as that smell hit my nose, I just wanted to bask in it. I just wanted to sit on my porch and smell it all in, guys. It was just amazing. And it's not that I don't miss meat, because I do. But through my awakening journey, and I went through different cycles in my journey. And it was a gradual process. It wasn't something that happened overnight. But the more I awakened and the more I started connecting with animals and being in nature and connecting with them on a deeper level, okay, through my photography, through just taking walks in nature and understanding how everything has a purpose, right? Everything is here for a reason. And I understand about the circle of life, guys. But the more I awakened, the more I looked at meat differently, in a totally different way. And I can't remember when this was, but I know I was exposed to it for a reason, because there's no coincidences in your life. Everything happens for a reason. But I remember a turtle was walking in front of our car, and I don't remember, this was when I was younger. And I remember, I can't remember who said it, but someone in my family said, turtles are slow, but they always have somewhere to go. And the conversation came up and started talking about how everything has a place to go. They have a place to go to. They have families, they have their day-to-day. taking care of their young. You know, it's when you really deep dive into using animals for food, right? Using animals for meat. Try to look at it from the opposite perspective. You know, what if you were that cow in that barn, you know, waiting for your turn? You know, and I'm not trying to make you feel guilty here. I'm not trying to pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. But I'm just giving you the opposite perspective. Okay? I would definitely not want to be a certain kind of animal down here waiting for my turn. I just had a huge bird fly by me, guys. Confirmation. But God gave us everything in the natural world to consume. You know, to live on. Herbs, plants, flowers. You know, even dandelions, guys. Dandelions are, you got to look into dandelions. Dandelion root, a lot of healing properties. You can eat them. You can use them in tea. I mean, there's a lot of things from the natural world that can heal you. And I've also talked about essential oils, how I use them all the time. I can cure, you know, quite a few different things with my oils. And if you think they're just oil, no. Essential oils are, or they have natural properties in them. You know, things from trees and flowers, whatever. But there's so many different ones, and they all have a purpose. They all have healing properties that you can use, whether it's through, you know, using it as a topical or internally. You know, there's other ways that you can use them with hot compresses. There's so many different ways to use them depending on your ailment. But I'm telling you, these things have saved me in more ways than one in the last, I don't know how many years. But anyways, getting off of that topic. But God gave us everything in the natural world to use. And yes, I know animals are in the natural world. But animals, you know, we're all connected. We're all divinely connected. You know, whether you believe this or not, we are also connected with animals. And I talk about how animals are, you know, my spirit team. I can communicate with different birds, and, you know, I have some of my spirit birds, guys, ravens, crows, eagles, hawks, falcons sometimes. So mainly birds, but deer as well. Deer are a big one for me. But when you live on a higher frequency, you understand the bigger picture. You see above to below. And you realize that you are connected. That they communicate with you in their way. And you will eventually be able to understand it. Understand the communication. Talked about bees as well. Bees are a big one for me. But the meat topic is a complicated one and a controversial one. But it's not like I said, like I don't miss meat, because I do. But I look at it differently now, and I really can't stand to even look at meat anymore. Raw meat. In the grocery store, I look away. I can't even look at it. It grosses me out. Although my kids eat meat. And it gets a little dicey sometimes when I'm making dinner for them and I have to make the meat. Which I don't like doing, but they have free will just like everybody else does. And I don't want to go against what they want compared to what I want. You know, you can't force someone on a journey they're not wanting to participate in, or if they're not going to, or they don't want to stop eating meat. We all have the choice, and it just becomes a little complicated when you involve other people with meals. You know, I got to buy meat at the grocery store. And it's really hard for me to watch someone else eating it with me there. Although at the same time it's not, and because I've become so used to not eating it. But it's a controversial issue. But meat also has, you know, a lot of parasites in it, unfortunately. And when you stop eating meat, your frequency is going to change, and your view on eating it is going to start to change the more you awaken. Your diet will just start changing. You'll stop eating certain foods, starting eating other foods. And this is just a gradual process. And everybody's different. Everybody's journey is different. Some may gradually move into it. Others might take quite a while. I mean, everybody's different, but the struggle is real with this subject. But yeah, everybody has the choice, guys, but eating meat will lower your frequency. And here's another thing, guys. It's so bizarre, I know. But when I just said this, right? When I just said that about how meat lowers your frequency, I get tingles in my legs. This is like a confirmation for me, and I get them a lot. It's almost like you know how spirit works through me, works through you when you're understanding this. It's like God works through you in so many different ways. But I get confirmations through tingles in my leg, and my whole leg will... That's the only way I can describe it is my legs. I mean, like, my whole lower leg will start tingling like crazy. And no, this is not some kind of issue that I have, or or some circulation problem, you know. Spirit works in so many different ways through confirmations to help you learn the truth. And when you start reaching higher frequency, you will learn this. And God will show you in so many different ways by it happening over and over and over again. with certain things happening in your body, or things that you see, or, you know, hearing things will be repeated for you until you know for a fact that it's a truth. It will become like a knowing. For those with the eyes to hear, or the eyes to see and the ears to hear, guys. But meat is definitely a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. And sometimes I open my fridge and I'm like, really? Do I have to eat hummus and carrots and, you know, I love cheese sticks, but, you know, those get kind of old once in a while. And frying vegetables, and, you know, sometimes I'm just like, I want something with substance. I want a big fat burger with everything on it, and all the juices dripping off of it, and fried onions and mushrooms just falling all over the place. I just want a big fat burger, right? I still have cravings. I still do. But for the most part, you know, I'm pretty good with it. But that bacon today, I just wanted to run over to that guy and grab a piece off the grill. I don't know what he was cooking it with, but it smelled amazing. And I said something to the guy, and he started laughing. I'm like, I don't eat meat anymore, but, oh my gosh, I just want to sit here and breathe it all in. But you're going to have to make sacrifices on this journey. And there's going to be some really hard ones, and meat is one of them. When I've had it my whole life, not just meat, guys, chicken. I mean, chicken is a big one for me. I mean, I think I ate more chicken than hamburger or other meats. But I get a lot of protein in beans and, you know, other things. But it helps clear out your system, okay? And the cleaner you eat, the higher your frequency. A lot of greens, you know, fruits and vegetables, nuts. And be careful on the nuts, guys, because you'd be surprised if you overeat on a lot of nuts, it can cause some problems. You really got to look into it, because I started having issues with certain nuts because I was eating them so frequently. And oh, my screen just went dark. I hope you can still see me. And I won't mention which ones, because I don't want the whole, you know, bad publicity thing causing an issue. But just try to pay attention to your diet and think about it. You know, even if you changed up eating meat a few times a week instead of every day, you know, to start out with, you know, try to transition. Try to make the change gradually. You know, you're going to have a really hard time if you do it overnight. So this process is all about gradually, slowly. But the more you can change, you know, especially your diet. And you're going to start craving, like I said, you're going to start craving other foods. And your appetite is going to change. You're probably not going to be as hungry. The more you heal within yourself, you know, opening your chakras up, balancing your energy, you're going to start losing weight without even trying. But the meat subject is definitely a challenging one. And there's so many different perspectives on it. I get it. But as you change in this Great Awakening journey, the more you're going to understand that in order to go higher, there's some things that you're going to have to change in what you consume, whether that be alcohol, smoking. For me, guys, it's one thing I'm right now in the process of changing. After 30 years, the struggle is real. But there's a lot of things that you're going to have to change and sacrifice. You know, the addictions are very hard to release. And this just doesn't have to be food or alcohol. You know, it could be a shopping addiction. You know, shoot, I rarely go shopping anymore. Not that I was a big shopper before, but guys, I really don't like going to stores and shopping. You know, some women can be in there all day. Nope. I go in and get what I need and I'm out of there. I really don't like shopping. So if I can get away with not having something, for the most part, I'm going to delay it as long as possible. Because I don't like staying in a store for hours at a time. But that's just me. I mean, I know others are different, and that's fine. But I'm comfortable in my small wardrobe. Once in a while I go and get a few things, but I'm good. So anyways, just evaluate what goes in your mouth, no matter what it is, and really look into it. You know, look at the argument. Meat, no meat. Try to start eating less of it. It's really gonna change how you feel. It really will. Not just physically, but mentally. How you think about eating meat. It's gonna change your life. It will. And the animals will thank you for it. So I hope I didn't offend anyone out there. If you eat meat, by all means, that's your free will to do it, and that's fine. I just have a different perspective now. You know, eating it for my whole life, and now I'm not. And I just look at everything differently now. But that's just me. So that's it, guys. Do what you want to do. Not here to tell you what to do. I just try to help, guide you in this journey, to help you see some of the things that are going to come up. And it might not even be me, talking about something. You're going to recognize that you're going to start making changes on your own. The more you learn, the more you heal within yourself, the more you meditate, the more you do all of these things that I talk about, opening your chakra system up, you're going to start making changes on your own without someone even speaking about it. You're going to recognize that you're not going to want certain things anymore. It's just going to automatically happen. Some things will be gradual, other things you'll just cut right off and not even think twice about it. I've got to turn on my air conditioner again, guys. Hot flashes are real right now. It is a pretty warm day, but I'm sitting in my car with my windows up, so with my car running, and if I have my air conditioner on, it's a little bit louder and it's harder for me to talk on here, so I try to keep it at a low level. But anyways, I gotta go, guys. I'm having a hot flash. All right. This is Kristen from A Voice and a View. Peace, love, and light. Bye. Love y'all. Peace. Peace, love, and light.